lands inside here are all wore down. So the whole shaft was bouncing around in there. I don't even know how old this one is, but look, it's all dry rotted. So it's time for it to go. Hi, we are Scott and Shell. Join us on our Beneteau 361 whiskey as we sail on to our next adventure. Well, you may ask yourself, if you travel by sailboat, what are the odds you get hit by lightning? Well, on whiskey, that'd be 100%. We find ourselves on Oasis Boatyard in St. Augustine, Florida, the day after the lightning strike.
We pulled whiskey out of the water to see if the hull was damaged by the lightning bolt. And we didn't see anything, but we did notice that the cutlass bearing was loose.
I have to go up in the boat. The puller's up on the boat. The propeller is mounted on the propeller shaft with a tapered fit. It takes a lot of effort and a puller to get it off. It'll definitely let you know when it comes loose. Great having the right tools. Typically, you have to pull the propeller shaft to remove the cutlass bearing. I was going to see if I could maybe just sneak it out. Get it loose. Be patient. Slowly coming. And this is where my patience ran out. Let's see if I can just pull the thing out. And out it came. $40 millimeters this way. $100 millimeters that way. Exactly on 100. Actually, it shows 95 now. Get the overall length. It's 100 millimeters. 25 millimeter. So when they list them, it's going to be listed as a 25 40 100. So that's what I need to get. See, the lands inside here are all wore down. So the whole shaft was bouncing around in there. I don't even know how old this one is, but look, it's all dry rotted. So it's time for it to go. So that's what we're going to do. So get one of these coming overnight from Bradenton. Unless when you check with the office, they can pick me one up locally. I guess we can go ask her. Well, there's the old cutlass bearing, and here's the new one. I was going to film putting it in because I thought it was going to be really tough. I went up to lubricant and dry fit it, and I'll be damned if it didn't just go right on in. So I'm not going to pull it back out. This is piece here, you can see the new ones in there, and the holes are piloted, so I got to get the screws in, put a little bit of Loctite on the screws. So I'll be right back after I get some Loctite. I'm going to use the Loctite red. Okay, and I've got the holes lined up in the cutlass bearing for the screws. So I'm pretty thrilled that it went in. Wasn't looking forward to having to pull the whole shaft out, because the Volvo seal's in great shape inside. The Volvo seal's the seal that goes around the shaft, keeps the water from coming in the boat. You know, so kind of important. This is the cutlass bearing that keeps the shaft tight. And these keep the cutlass bearing from spinning inside this pipe. And those are in with Loctite, so now she's in there. Holy cow. And I meant to grease it up. Guess it'll get lubricated when we get it in the water. And that's tight, and she's in, so I guess time to put it all back together. Now next will be a keyway that goes in here, keeps the prop from aligned on there and spinning, in a lock collar. And then of course this, save that screw. This is the old zinc. I believe I have a new one up in the boat. Probably a good opportunity to change that out, so I'll leave that over here with the other old zinc. There's the keyway. Set that in the propeller shaft. It's inside the propeller shaft there. So then line that keyway up, slide the propeller up on there, put the lock washer in place. Now lock washer's got a detent here that fits inside that slot that keeps it from spinning. We'll put that there, okay, and get this. And do not use Loctite on this. Do not use Loctite on this. Okay, and then we're going to take the tabs right here that are exposed and roll those over onto the nut. That way the keyway that went into the prop, and this will lay down to lock this in place. And we'll get a straight punch. And that'll hold that. So that's locked in place. Now before, you could grab the shaft and you could move it up and down, clunk, 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 and that's all gone. It's nice and smooth now. I think I might push a little bit of grease in there just because, so that while she's starting up, she'll be fine. But there you go. Cutlass bearing, prop back on. Gonna put the new zincs on when those arrive. I had to order those in. Local West Marine didn't have those. So that's something we're gonna have to get, because it's got a 25mm shaft. And it's really kind of a unique one. It fits. I believe I have one of these up at the nav station, so I'll go ahead and get that. But with the collar here, I don't think it's going to be tight. We're using it because it's still in pretty good shape. They have a contact ball bearing inside that makes sure that they, I don't know if you can see it or not, but inside there is a contact ball bearing right down there that compresses as you tighten these down. And it's on both of them, so that it makes good contact electrically for the zinc. So that part there. So we're going to get a new one of those. As long as we're here, let's replace them. And that concludes it.
We've never changed cutlass bearing before, so if you have any helpful hints or suggestions, comment below.
So here we are. Here we are. Here we're at Oasis Boatyard in St. Augustine, Florida. The reason we're in Oasis, as you all know, is because we got hit by lightning and on a Thursday, and floorboards up, checking for water leaks and everything. Contacted our insurance company, and next day on Friday, without any instruments, motored around using just a tablet, and got the boat hauled out and had the hull inspected and rig inspected and the wiring. And as you can imagine, it let all the magic smoke out of all the electronics. It just they're all done. We finally got it all through the insurance company, and they've approved all the work. And so I got a hold of the fellow who's doing all the electronics. He just flew back in the country at 2 a.m. last night from Costa Rica, where he was doing another sailboat that got hit by lightning. So it's just that time of year. We have pulled the trigger and have got him ordering all the pieces it takes to get the boat put together, and they'll be going up the mast, and I'll try to give video of everything I can, going up the mast and rewiring the masthead. The antenna and the masthead light are gone, like
Vaporized.
yeah, gone. None of the running lights work and everything. So they'll be going through all that, and as we go through and all the pieces get changed, there'll be some upgrades and some things that change. Like I think I'm probably going to add on the remote for the autopilot, because when we were coming up here, it was really great to use the autopilot. The B&G autopilot is just awesome, and it allowed us just to go right up the center and steer just by touching the pad. So
in the ICW, yeah.
It's really nice. So that's where we are, and it looks like we're going to be here another couple of weeks easily. We're 2 weeks in it now, and it'll be another 2 weeks before we get back on the road. And where that puts us, I don't know. We're going to be, it gets kind of dicey going offshore, because we're going to be in the peak of hurricane season in August right here. It kind of
just have to watch the weather.
Watch the weather. It's a living life by the weather. So that's where we are. We'll follow up when we get a little closer. Talk to you then.